Hi everyone. I received a request very recently from someone asking me to um, give my story of what brought me to Islam. I'm sorry the quality is probably bad and a little shaky because I'm recording on my phone. It's not always good. But anyhow, trying to find like a comfortable way to hold this. There we go. Anyhow, so I grew up in a vaguely Christian home. My mother was a non-practicing Catholic, and so we didn't really do anything. It was more secular than anything, to be honest. Um, and around 13, I had read the Bible enough times because I jumped in the church and I was always involved with that. But I'd read the Bible enough times to really be like, things don't add up. I don't know how I feel about this. And so at that point, I rejected Christianity. And I had a friend at the time who basically said, well, read this book and you'll really, really like it. And it was a book on Wicca. And I don't know how many of you know anything about Wicca, and there's a lot of really negative stuff that's said about it. But I'm not going to give you that negative stuff because honestly, I didn't see very negative in it. It did a lot of really good for me. So I'm not going to be like it's evil. It's a positive faith religion which believes in balance. It believes in doing good and being a good person and doing everything you can to help others. And that's what drew me in. And different people manifest that in different ways. Some people believe in multiple deities. I personally believed in a singular deity, as did a few others that I knew. Um, so I loved it because I felt empowered as a woman with that religion. With Christianity, I felt very, I don't know, blamed for everything because I was a woman. You know, Eve was the reason for all the sin in the world and everything else, and it was just this big awful thing. I didn't feel valued. And Wicca, I did, because there was that belief in balance. You can't have man without woman. You can't have night without day. You can't have good without evil. Everything has to be balanced. And I still believe that. I still believe in that balance. But so that's what drew me into Wicca, and that's what I loved about it. Um, then when I was about, also at the same time, because 13 is about when I found Wicca, and 13 is when I met this wonderful girl on my school bus named Aaliyah. Aaliyah, I'm Hispanic, and in Florida, you see anyone with a tan, and you automatically think, oh, they're Spanish too. And that was Aaliyah. Aaliyah was from Jordan. I remember seeing her one time on the bus and just talking, and then being like, so you're Mexican, right? No. She's like, no, I'm Muslim. I felt stupid. But anyways, so she and I would talk, and she would give me information and just kind of, just little bits, and what she believed, and it was very interesting. I loved having that discussion, that intelligent discussion about religion. And because we both kind of held the position of, you can tell me about your religion. One second, I have a kitty that's misbehaving. Anyways, we both held that position of, you can tell me about your religion. I'm very interested in hearing. Not necessarily going to change my beliefs, but I'm interested. And she kind of planted a seed. I actually found her on Facebook recently to thank her for being so just awesome. But she planted a seed that continuously just grew and grew and grew, and I had to know more. So when I was about 15, I moved away, and a couple years later, I met a woman who introduced me to the world of Middle Eastern dance, which is something. And at that point, I became very obsessed with Middle Eastern culture, or at least certain aspects of it. And it just it was just like one thing after another. It just kept happening to bring me closer and closer and closer to Islam. I wound up for a short time working in a Middle Eastern restaurant. I'm sorry, I have a cat that's attacking me right now, and it's not very happy. Anyways, for a short time, I worked in a Middle Eastern restaurant, and I wound up talking to the people in the kitchen who were very proud of their religion, very open about their religion, and, you know, happy to share. And so I would ask questions, they would answer, little questions. And I'm trying to get my cat to stop attacking me, but she won't. Anyways, they would answer the little questions I had, and it was nice. And it kind of watered the seed, I guess. And I was very, very interested. This cat won't leave me alone. Anyhow, but they nurtured that seed and they helped it to grow further. And I just kept getting that nudge and that nudge and that nudge. I wound up moving away again. You'll come to learn I'm a gypsy. I move all the time. But I moved and I got married to a wonderful, wonderful man, and he wound up joining the military, and we moved again, and I got stationed out where I am now. And I don't know what happened because for a couple years I didn't really search for anything because I was content, I guess. Wasn't near people who were sharing the information with me. So I guess I didn't feel the urge to learn more. I don't know. But then I was sitting at my computer just randomly and felt the urge to research Islam, which I did. And I sat there for hours just researching Islam. And then I came across a website for a local masjid. And I emailed and I was like, "Hi, I'm just interested in Islam, just learning some, and was wondering if you had any, books or internet websites that would recommend." And the lady emailed me back and said, "Well, I'll do you one better. Why don't you come to the masjid?" And I did. And then I kept going and going and going. And I wound up going there for 2 months, I think. Just asking questions, seeing people, learning firsthand, and seeing how beautiful the religion is. How absolutely wonderful it is. And when I would pray, because I would go there and I would pray with everyone else for the heck of it, but I would pray and I would feel so connected with God. And I just thought that was awesome. And for the whole 2 months, I would go home. I would read websites. I would, go to not chat rooms, but like message boards. I would listen to lectures. I would just do everything I possibly could. And I just read more and more that made sense to me. And I just thought that was amazing. That it made so much sense. And then I found the scientific evidence that is in the Quran. And I'm a very science-based person. I think that I believe in science. And I don't think science has all the answers because, let's be honest, science is done by man, and man doesn't know everything. Man can't know everything. But I just thought it was fascinating that some things that scientists have just recently discovered within the last century are things that were written in the Quran thousands of years ago. I mean, how does that happen unless God made it so? You know what I mean? You know, I just and that was it. That's what did it for me. Seeing all the science stuff that was in the Quran, and I knew this is what I have to do. This is it. This is what I've been looking for all these years. And I went to the masjid not too long after, and I said my shahada, and that's where I am today. My husband is not Muslim. He has no interest in becoming Muslim, and I respect that. I respect him, just like he respects me. And he is the best husband I could even ask for ever. He he's so funny. He knows that as a new Muslim, there are things that I still struggle with. And he does everything in his power to help me. He went out and got halal meat for me from the halal meat market, meat that was butchered in the name of Allah, because it's so hard to find out here. But he went out and he got that for me. Um, he'll help me with my hijab. He'll remind me to go do prayer. He's very, very helpful and wonderful and supportive. And so the fact that he's in the military, which I wasn't nervous about, not with him. I was nervous about his coworkers more than anything, who, to be honest, still don't know. But I was never worried about him because he's such a good person that he loves me so much. He wants to do everything he can to make me happy and to help me. And so he's great. And that is how a military wife comes to Islam and stays there. Well, that's about it. Bye, guys. Any more suggestions, ideas, things you want me to talk about, let me know, and I will see what I can do. Bye.